What's going on, AHA family? It's Stephen Michael, your number one favorite faster in the world. Just joking. Just want to say what's up to you guys. Make a video, let you guys just know what I've been doing, what I've been up to, why I've been kind of hiding out on YouTube. And, I just wanted to give you guys an update on my liver gallbladder flush. What am I doing right now? And kind of what I'm looking for in the future. So we'll jump right into it. Just go right into the results of the flush. Did I see any stones? Did I not see any stones? Did I have results? I don't know. You're gonna have to wait and watch. So basically, what happened is the last time that you guys saw me and we spoke, it was with an interview with Chris, and it was for my birthday, and I was down in Texas, and he issued me a challenge. He said, Stephen, what you're gonna do is you're going to go back home, you're going to give up your birthday month, and then what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and start hitting these liver gallbladder flushes. So, of course, shook hands with him, made a deal with the devil, so to speak. Just kidding, he's not the devil. But made a deal and jumped right into it. I went home, I took the time that he said that I could have, and I did the first flush. So the first flush I did, of course, if you guys are unfamiliar, it's a liver gallbladder flush. The flush is it's basically a 7-day process, and I'll go a little more into a little bit of the details of kind of the flush. But what you basically do is that you do a flush. It's 6 days where you're eating extremely cleanly. And then there's different concoctions that we like to call them. They're drinks, basically laxatives and other things that you drink when you actually do the flush, which is on day 6 and 7. So on my very first flush, I did it, and I was super excited to do the flush, hoping to get out some stones, hoping to really kind of see some great results. I've seen a lot of people have great results with the flush, and they have a lot of stones come out, so I was super hyped, I was super excited, and believe it or not, eating the way that I was supposed to eat for that time frame for the flush itself was actually a little more difficult than I expected, because you're eating, but you still want to eat the things you normally eat, and even though I still eat cleanly, you really got to stick close to the diet during this flush. So what ended up happening is I followed the directions, but I really didn't do it as closely as I could. There are time frames where you want to do things. There are certain things that you have to drink, certain things you have to eat, and if you're having issues, there's other things that you can do during this flush. I won't get into super detail because it's a lot, but I do suggest that you guys do really go get the book, and I'm going to tell you why. But what ended up happening is that I did my first flush, and sadly enough, I got no stones. Not one. So that was really rough. It was kind of devastating, because you really kind of work yourself up for about a week, literally a week, and you do the flush and you do everything you're supposed to do, and you really expect to see the results, and I got nothing. Like, when I say nothing, guys, I'm talking about, it wasn't like, oh, I got one stone, or I got, oh, just some little stones. Okay, no, I'm talking about no stones. Okay? Zero. Zilch. Not even an inkling of a stone. So it was a little bit frustrating, to say the least. It was a little bit upsetting. It was just one of those situations where you kind of feel let down. So, of course, after that point, I was, a little frustrated, and I was like, man, whatever. So, of course, I was supposed to do the flush. It was supposed to be successful, and then move right into fasting. I was finishing up my birthday month, so guess what I did? You guys know what I did. I finished up my birthday month. So I enjoyed myself because, that's what you got to do. Everything includes, you got to have balance. And, it's yin yang, up, down, left, right, light and dark. Everything includes balance. So, I did what I wanted to do. I had a great time for the rest of my month. I enjoyed myself. So what I ended up doing is of course, I came up with a schedule per se. And the schedule that I came up, it was a 3-month schedule. And in that 3-month schedule, I did do another video that I kind of updated you guys. I had my handy dandy notebook, and just kind of explain to you guys a little bit about what I was going to do. There are, 14-day fasts in there, as well as liver gallbladder flushes, because I did not give up on the flush. I promise I didn't. But that is what I did. So I came up with my schedule, and I said, you know what? By August 13th was my 13th day. But I gave myself to the end of August to hit my ultimate goal. So today is July 7th, I think. I don't know the date. It's Saturday. So end of August is where I want to hit my goal, and I'm working towards that. So I didn't give up on the flush. So went back to fasting and just kind of burning off the birthday weight. You guys saw me last time. I was all bloated, kind of inflamed just from not doing the right things, eating the right things, enjoying myself a little too much. But, what happens is as you begin to get more healthy and as you begin to cleanse out a lot of toxins from yourself, when you do those things and you eat the wrong things and you drink the wrong things and you go back to those ways, your body doesn't like it at all. It says, whoa, 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 what is this? We don't like this. So what it does is, you get fluid buildup and, you get water retention, things like that, because what the water is doing is basically trying to dilute and break down those toxins. So that's why you're holding water. That's pretty much what happened to me. It caused inflammation. So just a little bit of information for you. So anyway, so I got rid of a lot of that inflammation. It came off very slowly. It was not a good process for me because I was hoping to, get back in a groove of things and really kind of get some new numbers done. I pretty much have been stuck in between two numbers. It's about 220. I'm just averaging. It's a little less than that, but about 220 to 240-ish in that area. I've been stuck in that range, literally bouncing up and down 20 pounds, up and down, up and down. It's been extremely frustrating. And if you guys haven't seen Justin's video where he lost 200 pounds with dry fasting, check that out. One of the things that he had stated that he got stuck at 235. He's been on the journey for 2 years. I've been on my journey for, right now I think I'm at 16 months. So not quite that 2-year point, but it's so interesting watching his video because I connected with it because I am was stuck at a certain area. So even me, someone who's been doing this for quite some time on a frequent level, still can, speak to or hear other people and gain a lot of knowledge and, give me motivation as well. So anyway, so what I ended up doing is I dropped off, the excess weight or whatever. My family was coming into town for my brother's graduation. Yes, I have a lot of brothers. And you guys on the Patreon page saw some of the updates, kind of the stuff that we were doing, kind of on the back end. So we went skating, we were cooking in the kitchen. So Patreon, you guys get all the background information from us. So I hope you guys are really enjoying that. And so anyway, so my family was coming into town and I had another flush coming up. And I'm like, Chris, let me just go ahead and just keep fasting. We got an update video we got to do. Let me just keep fasting. Let me try to just, get some of this more weight off. And he was like, no, you have a plan. We have a plan. Let's stick to it. Go ahead and hit another flush. So I'm like, okay, so I'm still a little frustrated at the last one. And, so I plan it out. I make sure that I do things properly. So I started on a, specific day. It was a Sunday, so that I could actually do the flush on my days off of work so I can do them at the times that I need to do them at, which was one of my pitfalls last time. I did my best to really stay as close to the diet restrictions as possible. And I wasn't like eating anything crazy, guys, but for the most part, Chris wanted me to eat fruit only. That wasn't happening. It's something I want to get to, and fruit is fantastic for you. I eat a lot of fruit already, but the next flush I am going to do 100% fruit, but I was not on this flush. But I stuck to the dietary regimen. It was a little hard for me to, get down the water that I need to get down, plus drinking the juice that I need to drink. So, because I do a lot of dry fasting and stuff, so it's really not easy for me to get that much water down. But I did my best. So all my family comes into town, and while my family's here, I have my kids here with me. At the house, we have a packed house. I mean, there's people everywhere. So even while during that time frame, I'm like, I gotta stay focused. I gotta get this flush, you know. So I ended up doing my flush. I started it on Friday night and moved into Saturday morning. I was kind of backed up. I wasn't really having any bowel movements, which is a little odd because you're taking a laxative as well. So I'm just like, man, I'm about to have another fail. So what ended up happening is Saturday morning, wake up, drink my drink like I'm supposed to, have a little bit of water, go back to sleep, start just kind of living life, doing things that that I need to be doing. You know, my family's here. We're hanging out. You know, at this time I'm fasting because you have to fast at this point during the flush. So during that time, I go to the bathroom, and I'm like, okay, stones, let's go. I'm talking to my girl Cheryl. You know, she's my help. Shout out to you. You did a great job helping me, keeping me on track for that flush as well. So I go to the bathroom and use the bathroom, and lo and behold, the stars shine upon me. The universe opened up its gates. Stones. So I did have quite some stones. It wasn't as many as I would have loved to see. I mean, love to see would be like a lot. Hundreds would be great. But I had a lot of big ones. They were probably a little bit larger than pea-sized. And I had about 10 to 15 of those. And then I had a lot of little small ones in there as well. And it's going to sound gross, but so I retrieved them and, clean them off, put them in a sanitary, package. And I literally run downstairs, and Chris is downstairs, John is downstairs, and I'm like a kid on Christmas. I'm like, bro, look what I got. And I pull it out, and I didn't show him yet. He was like, what's in your hand? I'm like, He's like, they're stones. So I show him, and we got stones. So I was super excited. I was super happy. Throughout the remainder of the day, I still saw stones coming out throughout the remainder of the day. So that was such a great time for me. I was so happy. I was elated. It was the best feeling in the world. So I lost a few pounds during that flush. Of course, you're doing laxative. You're flushing out your colon as well. So it was a few pounds. It wasn't anything crazy. I'm not here to talk about weight. So just because, and I'm going to tell you why I'm not talking about weight. But I did lose a few pounds, so you can expect to lose a few pounds during your flush itself, and those, of course, things will help you as well. You'll also lose weight while you're preparing for the flush, if you're eating the correct way. So you should be eating a certain way, and if you're doing that properly, you should be at least maintaining or losing a little bit of weight. You shouldn't be gaining any weight. So after the flush, we had my brother's graduation. It was a great time with the rest of my family. Family leaves, and of course, because I was eating and I was so happy about my flush, I continued to eat. So I was supposed to start right back into another fast, but when you start eating and you're eating clean, you're feeling good, your energy's up, you kind of want to keep that going. And everyone knows when you get into fasting, even with me, when you kind of start off day 1 through 3, you kind of slow down a little bit, get a little dreary, a little groggy. So, of course, I did not want that, and I was just kind of living off this high. I had a great time, great experience with my family, getting us all together, great energy, and I just kind of kept eating. So, just had a couple things that I probably shouldn't be eating. Once again, nothing crazy, guys, but for me, I try to eat very clean. So, having something like pizza, for me, not good. And when I say pizza, I'm talking about like a homemade pizza. So I'll go out and I'll get the pie crust, and, I'll bake the pie crust, butter it, get a sauce, make the sauce, and I put cheese on it. Once again, certain things I'm not supposed to be eating, or I don't really eat, but, that's me indulging. So, of course, my body doesn't like that stuff, so it kind of balloons up. So, I did notice, of course, weight gain. That kind of went on for, a week and a half or so. I was going to see my kids, go pick my kids up, hang out with them. About a week and a half or so from the time I did my flush. So I was like, man, you know what? I'll just hit a fast for 2-3 days right before I go pick them up, and see if I can drop like 2 or 3 pounds off. Try to get some of my bloating back down. Once again, up and down, up and down. So try to get some of this bloating back down before I pick them up. So that's what I decided. So this was going to be the first time that I have fasted since my liver gallbladder flush. And I really didn't even think about it. I mean, my flush, I felt great after the flush. The weight I was gaining was very slow. I noticed that like I said, I ate for like 10 days or so, 10, 12 days, I don't know, something like that. And I wasn't eating the right things, and I was on the scale, and I'm like, man, I am really like not gaining weight. But I mean, it was so slow. I kind of took advantage of it. I'm like, my liver is working. You know what I mean? Like, it is like ramping up. So I was losing the weight that I was gaining. I was losing it. So I was kind of just eating more. And slowly but surely my weight was creeping up, but I mean very slowly. And I wasn't doing the best things that I should be doing. So, but I noticed my liver was processing things out super fast. I noticed that I was in a much better mood, even though I wasn't fasting. I just noticed just a better outlook on life. It felt like I was fasting. You fast, you get that high. I felt like I was fasting, but I wasn't. And I knew it was my liver. Like, because I've been through this process so many times. The only thing I did differently was the liver flush. So I knew it was my liver. So, did I abuse it a little bit? Maybe. But I'm human, guys. What can I say? Don't hate me. But I'm telling you the things not to do. Because I've done them. So I'm telling you what not to do so that way you can be successful faster than me. So, anyway, fast forward. So I gained weight, okay? Of course, I'm back up to, I don't know, 240-ish, something like that. I don't know. So, I do know, but doesn't matter. We're not here to talk about weight. So, I gained the weight, and I'm like, all right, so I'm about to go out of town. I'm going to see some of my friends. I want to make sure that I look good. I haven't seen them in probably about a month and a half. I want to make sure I look good, So I was like, man, let me hit this 3-day fast. So, I go to the gym, and, I'm fasting, of course. And I'm not on the scale just because I don't expect any crazy results or anything. So whatever. So the next day, go to the gym again, and I was like, man, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and just dry fast like half the day. So dry fasting during the daytime, and the only time I drank while I was at the gym. So during the day, from wake up till the gym, I work like a late second shift, so I don't get off till 11:30 p.m. Sometimes 12:30, depending on my schedule. So I would basically dry fast from the time I go to sleep till the time I leave work. When I go to the gym, I was allowed to have water while I was in the gym. So I drank a lot of water in the gym. So did that for 2 days. So it was a total of 3 days. Friday morning, I jump on the scale because I'm like, I just want to see where I'm at. But I did notice, I was like, man, I've definitely slimmed up, I lost some, a couple pounds, I'm thinking I lost 4 or 5 pounds, something like that, just to kind of, just based on my body, and I know my body and how I look and around the number I should be at. So I'm like, okay, I definitely lost some weight, but how much? I lie to you guys not, okay? And I'm going to get close. I lie to you not. I got on the scale, and in those 3 days, I have literally lost 13 pounds in those 3 days. And I want to make sure you guys understand how significant that is. I've been fasting for a long time. I've already lost, in total, even with my ups and downs, over 150, 60 pounds. Okay? So this is not bad weight. This is not water weight. This is not, anything crazy. These are actual pounds that come on and off me. Of course, like I said, I do fluctuate up and down, but never have I ever lost that much weight in that short amount of time, except when I very first started fasting. When I very first started fasting, I'm talking about going from 375 pounds me. 375 pound me saw these numbers. I was seeing numbers like 3 to 5 pounds a day right in the very beginning. This was the first time I ever saw that big of a change in that small amount of time at this weight. And the only thing that I did different was the liver flush. Okay? I want you guys to really understand that this thing is truly powerful. Okay? So not only did I lose that weight, I slimmed out tremendously. And then Friday, I jumped on the scale even later in the afternoon, and I still was losing weight. Like quickly. It was actually crazy. And by that time I started eating, but I was eating like fruit, having some water and stuff, some juice. But I was still losing weight. And I'm like, wait, I just ate and I'm still losing weight. This thing is powerful. So those were kind of the benefits that I saw. I saw other benefits as well, but we're about to get into them. But right then and there, those were the benefits I saw, and it was quick. And I was like, oh my God, this thing really works. Chris was right. Like, this liver gallbladder flush really does do something. I got to study the liver more because something is going on here. So what ended up happening is, of course, I go out of town, have a great time, enjoy my time with my friends. I come back, I'm like, yeah, I'm start fasting. Of course, as you guys know me, I push it off just a little bit. So anyway, so I started I got back into my regiment, and I started fasting again. And of course, I started, losing weight. Weight was coming off. Everything was fantastic. Just kind of moving forward. What I'm doing now is I'm actually in the process of doing a 30-day fast. This is actually non-related to the 40-day challenge that was just presented. I actually started this fast before I even knew about that. But I'm actually on day 10 of the 30 days. And kind of the results that I've seen are, I'll say, some typical, some untypical. I've seen a lot change in my physical. So I've been in the gym. So the 10 days I've been in the gym 6 days because I love going to the gym, guys. Trying to build muscle underneath the remaining fat, so that way as you lose fat, your body is shapely and kind of look the way you want to look. All right, but some of the things that I noticed during this long fast, and like I said, I'm on day 10, is that I'm losing fat in areas that were previously a little more hard for me to lose. So I'm losing a lot of fat in my chest, in my stomach area. Now I've lost a lot of fat in my stomach, but like the lower part of my stomach, kind of like under the arms, you know what I mean? Like right under here, in that area, kind of right here in this area, I'm losing a lot of fat there. I've also noticed that I'm losing a lot of inches as well. So my weight itself is not changing at a dramatic pace. Okay? So, my weight is probably average. I'm losing probably about 1.5 pounds to 2 pounds someday. I did go through like a 2-day stretch where I lost no weight. I actually gained about 0.5 pound, which, of course, guys, it's normal. You know what's happening, okay? You know what's happening. So, of course, what I do, of course, I just tape myself. And, of course, I'm losing inches. So I'm tracking all my information during this 30-day fast, tracking all my data. And, I am truly seeing differences between every other fast I've done and the fasting I'm now doing with this liver, after the successful liver gallbladder flush. So I actually didn't want to do the 30-day fast because I wanted to do another flush, because I know the more that I do them and the more my liver gets clean, the more successful my fasting will be. But I did need to hit this fast. All right, where I started a little bit before July, just because I didn't want to keep waiting. So I started a little bit before July. And now I'm into it. 10 days in, I kind of hit like a 2-day dry fast. It was like a day and a half. But I'm trying not to do a lot of dry fasting because dry fasting really wears me down. And I need to have that longevity, that mental fortitude to really make it 30 days. So I'm only kind of doing a little dry fasting on like the weekends or my days off. And not really doing anything crazy. Like I said, I have been to the gym. But other than that, I walk. I'm just trying to live normal. Trying not to focus on the weight and things like that. But it's coming off, and I'm actually very close to the lowest weight I've ever been. I'm purposely not posting pictures or showing you guys anything really crazy because I want to try to have something really fun and really cool to show you guys in August. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, right at the end of the fast. So it ends a little bit before the end of July because I started a little bit before July. So in August, I really want to have something fun and exciting to show you guys. I will be going to Texas again at the very end of August, and that is when you guys will really get another big update. And at that time, that will truly be, one of my last weight loss updates. So now, of course, I still got a lot of work to do. Got a lot of work to do. Have a lot of muscle building. And so this is a journey. It's gonna happen. But that will be kind of one of the last hey, this is my new weight. You know what I mean? It's getting old, man. So that'll be kind of one of the last ones. But I'm really excited to just kind of share it with you guys the results that I had from the liver gallbladder flush. And I truly, truly hope that you guys can really understand and feel my sincerity when I say you really need to get the book. Buy the book, all right? You don't want to just look up the flush itself, all right? There's a lot that goes on with the flush, and a lot of things can have you not have a successful flush. You want to learn about the liver itself, okay? You want to learn about how powerful it is and everything it controls. And then as soon as you start learning about your liver and other organs and what they do, what they don't do, and how things affect them, you will start to understand why you're experiencing some of the things that you experience in your own body. When you start to understand why you experience certain things, then you can just start to understand how to attack those problems and what to do to fix them. All right. Well, at the end of the day, what we want to do is we want to get out of our body's way. Okay. One of the things I kind of want to touch on real quick is that, I see a lot of people, they're always trying to get in the way. They're trying to assist the body in doing things. They're trying to help it. And there's nothing wrong with that. All right. But one of the things that we have to understand is that, guys, we got to research. And the thing with fasting in and of itself is that fasting itself does not heal you. Okay? Fasting itself is not what is going to fix you or give you mental clarity or help you lose weight. Fasting itself is literally the absence, I guess abstinence too, but it's the absence of food from the system. That's all it is. But fasting itself isn't doing anything. What fasting does, it gets you out of your own way. It takes you out of the way of the body, and you take a step back, and it allows the body to do what it needs to do and wants to do naturally. Okay? So I just want to make that very clear, because a lot of people, once again, were trying to assist. And of course, there's different herbs, that you can use to try to help detox different organs and things of that nature, which of course, that's okay if that's the route you want to go. There's a lot of herbs out there. You can get different teas and stuff, different mixtures. So that stuff is good. All right, to get the body kind of an assistance in that way if you're going to be trying to detox. But if we're talking about healing, completely different situation. Okay, so all you're doing is you are getting out of the way of your own body and allowing the body to do what it naturally wants to do, what it naturally is doing every day, but you're allowing it more energy to do it at a more successful and a higher rate. Okay, so every time that you're adding something while you're fasting, you're really just making it harder for your body to do what it wants to do. Now, yes, are you doing a great job by not eating? You're slowing digestion down or turning it off to allow it to give that extra energy to heal? Absolutely. But every time that you add something during your fast, it makes the process a little more difficult. Okay? A lot of people out there, they want the pure water fast results, but they don't want to deal with the detox symptoms. So, I mean, guys, you got to understand there's a difference. When you're doing pure water fasting, then you can expect a certain level of results. If you add anything to your water fast, you have to understand you're going to get a different level of results. So you have to understand that, you know? And if that's okay with you, perfect. That's fine. One of the things that we try to do is give you guys the best information possible. You know, Dr. Jason Fung, if you have not read his book or if you've heard about him, The Obesity Code, he uses this example all the time. And he talks about cocaine users and the and cocaine with powders and it's a lot, but it's a great reference and it explains a lot, especially when he talks about things and chemical and hormones, things of that nature. But it's just like that situation. If you're taking a drug, let's say you're the producer of it, you're going to produce the most purest part possible. And then what happens is that you sell it, and then it starts to get cut down, and then of course what happens after that? It becomes diluted. Okay? So what we're trying to do is that we try to give you the absolute best information that we have available at that time. So we give you the most purest information possible to say, if you want this, do this. Okay? But what happens is that there's a lot of misinformation out there and a lot of people telling you to do things. Add the stuff to your water, add this, add that. I mean, and what happens is that as you do that, what you do is you dilute it. You're diluting the information. And as you dilute the information, your results get diluted also. So yes, are you going to still lose weight? Absolutely. And if that's what you need to get through your fast, go for it. But we need to understand everyone's different. And I respect that. But we want to offer really we want to keep offering the purest information possible so that way people can't say, well, do all this and do all that and do all this. And you're adding all this stuff and you're doing all this and you're drinking salts and all this stuff and your bone broth and your veggie broth and all this stuff doing your fast, but you're like, wait, I thought I was supposed to lose 2 pounds a day. No, I'm sorry, these are pure water results. You're not doing that, so you get these results. There's still going to be results, but you got to understand the difference. You know, when you get a headache, headache's going to come, headache's going to go. Hunger, you know, you're going to get sick, you're going to get tired, you're going to have acid reflux, you're going to have heartburn, you're going to have joint pain. You're going to have these things, but I promise you, they're all benefits. I know it doesn't sound like they are, but detox symptoms are benefits. That is showing you that the body is working. It's doing what it needs to do. It is pushing out toxins. It's doing things. Research. Understand what your body is doing so when they come and they happen, you can say, okay, this is a good thing. All right? Shift your perspective so that way you understand why it's happening and you understand things are working. So I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of that information. We've been having a lot of talks on the Facebook group. If you guys are not on the Facebook group and you're on Facebook, definitely check us out. All right, we are 11,000 strong on Facebook. So we've done we've done a great job of coming together as a family and really supporting each other. And a lot of people offer information as far as different foods. Different diets that you can be on. And when I say diets, I'm not talking about fad diets. When we talk about diets, you're talking about your everyday eating. So there's different everyday eating you can do, like OMAD, intermittent fasting. You can go vegan, you can be a vegetarian, you can be keto, vegan keto. There's a lot. So, you want to adapt something that's going to work for you. Something that's healthy and that's sustainable. And then, of course, this also incorporates a type of fasting in that as well. So we talk about that a lot on the Facebook group. We've seen a lot of people healing, a lot of weight loss. That's normal now. But, if you're not seeing the results, definitely join the group. Make sure you guys check out the Patreon page. We get a lot of information on there. A lot of background, just kind of about what we're doing in our lives, things that are coming forward, things that are coming up, next. So check it out. If you guys, feel like you've been supported, don't be afraid to jump on the Patreon page. I'm on the Patreon page as well. I am a Patreon. So don't be afraid to get on there and support because these things do take time. They do take time out of the day. And Chris does a lot of work. So shout out to my brother. I love you. And don't be afraid to support, even if it's whatever. It doesn't matter. I mean, if you can't, you can't. We still love you no matter what. Join the Facebook group. Of course, you guys saw me rocking my Healthy Alternatives shirt. Of course, we got the shirts that are available. We have a lot of other merchandise also, but they're all on the website, which Chris will drop the link for you guys. But definitely check out one of these shirts. They're not expensive at all. They're nice, very high quality, and I love them. I was out, went to work. A couple people asked me about my shirt, like, "Hey, what's that?" And I'm like, "This because I lost weight." You know what I'm saying? I joined the 200 Club. Okay. So the next shirt that I get, I'm going to get my gold shirt. I'm about to order it. Probably today, actually. I don't know. I'm about to order. It's going to be a medium. This is a large. And it's actually starting to get a little bit big on me. Nah, not really. But the next shirt's going to be a medium. And that shirt's going to be for when I get under 200 pounds, which I am not far from. But, well, I still got some work to do. I got to the end of July. But that's it, man. That's all I got for you guys. I hope that this video was informative. I hope you got a lot of good information. And I really hope that you guys, start fasting and, change your diet. If you have any questions, don't be afraid to reach out. Check us out you can check us out on Instagram at A Healthy Alternative. Of course, my Instagram, I believe, is freebands1219. So a lot of people, y'all can find me on Instagram. I don't know how, but it's freebands with a Z, FREBANDZ 1219. Check me out. Of course, join the Facebook group. And if you got any questions, reach out. All right. So I'm Stephen Michael. It's been fantastic. I love you guys. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.